the next one. I know, right? What we have has never been done before. This is brand new. This was saved just for this show. And this was absolutely something that we've worked on for the longest time, because to get a created ruby, the size created ruby that you're looking at in the center, it takes a long time. You've got to remember, this is 6 carats that is optically, physically, and chemically the same as a real ruby. It's grown in a laboratory, so just that created stone in the center alone is a big deal if we were doing it at the appraised price of $140. But then to add all of the detail, the mill graining, the stonework that's all hand set, and we were going to bring this out at $79. The lowest appraised price was $140. It is while they last, and as I said, we were supposed to have about 1,200. We started out, well, now we have fewer than 800 because of everybody who ordered off hsn.com. We've taken it from $79 to $59. It's, listen, this is even crazier, $14.99. $14.99. That 4 flex pay is just for this show. When I leave you at 9 o'clock tonight, that flex pay goes away. The price goes away because it's the final show of the visit. We have so many people, almost 300 people trying to get it. This is a first. This is absolutely something we've never done, but we wanted to bring it to you. And if it's something that looks like you, I mean, you see this and immediately know if this is your style, if this is your personality, then I'm going to invite you to hop on board. Just the sterling silver alone at $59.95 would be amazing. But then to do 6 carats of a ruby that, again, is optically, physically, and chemically the same as any ruby, as any natural ruby, the rubies that cost tens of thousands of dollars. The only difference is that's grown in a laboratory. You think about roses. When you get roses from a florist, they're grown in a greenhouse. They don't grow in nature. Same thing with this. It's basically grown in a controlled environment. It's not grown in nature, but it's still a ruby. But then the design of this, Jay, is, I mean, I just can't, $59, and you know me. I mean, I get excited about the stories, but I mean, the price on this one is crazy.
The styling is outstanding. It is remarkable. It is truly the finest of the jeweler's art. I mean, just to look closely at it, look at the way the style grows from the shank all the way up. Look at the way the prongs just grow from these rows of absolutes that come up the side. It is unbelievable, the lattice work, the wire work that goes into this, how delicate and how difficult. You cannot begin to imagine how difficult it is to accomplish this, and to accomplish this in a manner so that it's beautiful, it's engineeringly perfect, so that it's protected, and it has this kind of a look to it. The double prongs in the corners really make that piece look phenomenal. I just love the styling. I love all of the creativity that went into designing this ring and actually to making it, and then the beautiful hand engraving on all of the sides that really put the finishing touch, the coup de grace on this ring. The ruby is magnificent. It is absolutely magnificent, and we have done everything in our power to surround it with a magnificent setting that makes the ruby look even bigger, even better.
And Jay, isn't it true? Oh, and I've got to update you. My producer just told me size 5 and size 10. We are putting out last call with single digits in 5, 10, and now size 9. Considering everyone that is shopping on this right now, I'm going to say we have fewer than 400. It will absolutely, positively sell out today. And that flex pay, remember, is only for this show. If we ever bring this back, it's going to be $79.95, which is a value, considering we sent this out and had it appraised. I mean, the lowest appraised price was $140. So we're doing that $140 ring, minimum $140, at $59.95. And then, as I said, that flex pay, $14.99 to get it home, unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee, and it will sell out. But as I was saying, when you look at the work on this, the delicate nature of the work, this used to be, I remember when we were trying to bring your line here, and I was talking to our jewelry buyers, and they were telling me the story of Xavier, but they said the problem was all of his pieces were created in platinum, and most of this work at that time could only be done in platinum.
And that was one of the biggest obstacles we needed to overcome. We needed to work with companies, with factories, factories that were willing to try to make silver look like platinum. And to be quite honest with you, in the beginning, it was a struggle. And we delayed coming on air for a full year before we could even begin to approach the quality that we were satisfied with. Now, after 11 years, we really are quite expert at it. And it's a pleasure to say to you, you will never, ever see anything quite like this anywhere else in the world. No one is doing this kind of styling, this kind of craftsmanship, and this kind of magnificence in these styles. No one is doing it. We are the only ones, and we're on HSN exclusively.
Well, and to be able to, again, be able to put it together just like the originals were put together. We just had a chance to show you a sketch. But then to do it at these price points,
right.
That's the amazing thing. And
I don't
now
understand
with
that. I just don't understand.
almost 400 people saying yes to it, we're putting a 2-minute clock or sellout on this one. The great news is if you're on board, believe it or not, we still have 5 through 10, with 5, 9, and 10 being a last call. They will all go. Size 10 will be the first to go. But ladies, this is what I'm saying to you. If you are sitting there, you've got to think, how many years has Xavier been here?
This is we celebrated our 11th anniversary in October.
That's a long time for a jewelry line.
Yes, it is.
So in 11 years, we've never been able to accomplish the feat of bringing you a 6-carat created. That's the key. Anybody can do a 6-carat red rock or a painted rock or a red res. This is a created ruby. Always, when you go into stores, when they have created stones, they're so much more expensive because they are grown in a laboratory. They have the same optical, the same chemical, the same physical properties as a real ruby. The only difference is they're grown in a laboratory as opposed to being grown in nature.
They are ruby.
Yeah.
They are ruby. They are sapphire. They are that material.
Exactly. They are corundum.
Right.
But then to put it back in this magnificent work of art in the frame. I mean, it is out of this world.
Which I'm so very proud of.
You should be.
I'm just so pleased with what we've been able to do.
Okay, under 1 minute left, and express automated ordering is the way to go. They just told me we're going to stretch it a moment past the clock because, as I said, this is going to sell out today. Who knows when or if we'll be able to bring it back. If we do, it's $79. That $14.99 flex pay won't be here. So with our unconditional return policy, see it in person. I mean, this is the July birthstone. It's also the stone that represents summertime. But more than that, the ruby's the king of all gemstones.
It is, yes.
So, I mean,
yes.
If you're thinking of owning something that is spectacular, it doesn't get better than this. I mean, it really, really doesn't. And because we've stretched it a moment past the clock, and I always love to hear the stories, because I always think these pieces tell stories. I'm going to let Jay take us through and tell us about the beautiful detail work on it again.
It is clearly Edwardian, and to do this kind of design more or less in space. I mean, that's what I really love and appreciate about the craftsmanship. It's that we've been able to create this wonderful volume, this space, by using these dramatic lines that have all of this negative spacing that bring your eye right to exactly what you want to look at. The double prongs grow right out of this line of absolutes that come up the side. Everything about the supporting cast of this is totally true to the period that it came from. Only the finest craftsmen could make this kind of piece. Even now, only the finest craftsmen could make the originals. It really is that good.
Okay, you know what? They just told me it is official with everybody on board. We do have fewer than 150, so we will continue to remind you about it. If you're saying how